Health and Human Services spokesperson Andrew Nixon told The Hill following the ruling, "We strongly disagree with the court's decision. States should not be forced to fund organizations that have chosen political advocacy over patient care. This ruling undermines state flexibility and disregards longstanding concerns about accountability." This is, to both of your points, the idea that this is healthcare is it's a ruse. It's a misuse of terminology, because it's not healthcare, it's pregnancy prevention, right? The methods of contraception that are available are numerous. There are multiple ways that people can avoid pregnancy, whether it be birth control pills, whether it be contraceptives like condoms or any of the other types of contraceptives. So the idea that this is healthcare is something that the left uses to try to browbeat the conservative opinion. It's just like saying pro-choice when really you're pro-abortion. And there was a time where there was recently a time where the left had started actually coming out and saying that they were pro-abortion, and Michelle Wolf had that "shout your abortion" monologue she did or whatever, and I couldn't help but feel like this is just ghoulish. This is celebrating death, right? Like, whether or not you're pro-abortion or whether you're pro-life or not, it should have been, and the argument that was made by Democrats back in the 90s and aughts was safe, legal, and rare. The point that they wanted people to believe was this doesn't happen often, and we want it to be safe for people, because if we don't do this, it's going to be coat hangers in alleyways, and that's the story that was told, which was always BS. But
it always starts that way, yeah.
But yeah, so the way that the left uses words to actually obfuscate what they're actually doing is something that I think the right should address more and point at and make people use clear words to articulate the ideas or what's actually happening, as opposed to allowing the left to just cover it over it.
They get away with their brutalism because they soften the language, because they've effectively killed language. What is a boy? What is a girl? All these things, marriage, everything's been destroyed. It's part of the cultural revolution we were talking about, I think, last week, right? How it went down in China is what's going on here. And I think no matter how modern we get in society, we are still as barbaric as we've been for thousands of years. And this, like, child sacrifice is what's been going on. I mean, you can see it in the Bible, but you can see it all over different cultures forever. And now these people are complicit in what I think is a sacrifice, and it's disgusting. And I would like to see it stop. I'm not pro-life. I'm anti-human sacrifice.
Look, if you think being pro-choice is being pro-human sacrifice, that's like two-thirds of the country.
Yeah.
You think we're a country full of people who believe in child sacrifice?
I do, yeah.
I think, yeah.
I don't think it's a laughing matter.
And I also think that it is because of the way it's packaged. It is packaged to not really be as gruesome as they really want it to be. And if you look at the history of Planned Parenthood, the founder, Margaret Singer, she was a eugenist. You understand? So that's one. And then actually she was also a racist. And most of the time, Planned Parenthood, you rarely see it in the nice, beautiful suburbs. They are usually located like in the, black and brown neighborhoods for people that they want, So Planned Parenthood, you rarely see it in a beautiful, nice suburb, So Margaret Singer was a eugenist. Margaret Singer was a racist and really believed that, black children and brown children should be killed. So they've taken that, and in fact, there's an article that said that, Planned Parenthood has tried to distance itself from actually the whole, the belief of its founder. But you cannot do that, because that is the work of the founder. And sometimes it actually got so bad during the Biden years that some doctors, I remember I was sitting in Pennsylvania, one of the legislatures in Pennsylvania, they were actually talking about just being able, if you give birth to a child, all the way to
Virginia.
In Virginia, all the way to the last day of birth, you can give birth to the child and then have a conversation with the mom whether they should kill the child or not. So it was getting really crazy.
So you guys?
I'm to your point, that video, I think, actually made a lot of people aware of what was happening, because the left had forever said, no, we would never do that. You don't. Nobody ever gets an abortion in the 9th month. Nobody ever gets an abortion, et cetera, et cetera. And then to hear what was his name?
Ralph
again?
Northam.
Yeah, Ralph Northam actually articulate what happened was really, shocking.
It's grotesque. We'll keep them comfortable.
Exactly.
He said. And there's also on video and testimony before Congress of the atrocities that they've done with the babies from Planned Parenthood in places like Pennsylvania universities, in their labs there. Heinous, like crazy stuff.
And also there's I don't know the particulars of the story, but there was the idea that they were selling body parts of aborted fetuses and stuff. Elad, you were about to interject a moment ago.
Yeah, so I mean, do you guys feel abandoned by the Trump administration? The administration recently defended a case in Texas where they defended the use of mailing mifepristone, which is the #1 drug, like responsible for 2/3 of abortions. Do you guys feel abandoned?
I was upset the second he came out with a much softer stance on abortion when he started 2024 campaign.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.